Okay. Um, well, good evening, Miss. In this video, I'm going to talk about the social linguistic class. We're going to be discussing in this video about two units. The first one is Unit 8 about change, the traditional view, and some changes in the process, okay, in process, and the process of the change. Those are the subtopics that we're going to be talking this unit, and then we're going to be discussing about the Unit 8. The first part start with a question that it is related to the linguistic part um, that say can linguistic change okay? Can linguistic change can be observed directly? And the answer of this question say traditionally the response of the modern linguistic has been negative, and arguing that can only observe the consequence of the change, not the change in itself. And notice the linguistic variation of loans observable has been considered a leader theoretical importance in the and has been a term mainly in dialect mixing or free variation. However, more recent students has begun to link linguistic variation to social factors and explore how this variation underlies ongoing change in the language. This has recently interested in the story linguistic and the linguistic theoretical in general. The second part is the traditional views. The traditional view of the language change focus on the structural alteration within a language such as phonological change in English. The importance of the internal change in morphology and syntax, in recognize, while external change such as borrowings from other language. That's a really important part of the traditional view, the borrowing from other language or provide us the significance of external change of attract more attention linguistic consider internal change to be more related to this approach to like traditional notion of language evaluation highlight fluidity of language both the bone dry of the dysfunction of the change over time. Some changes in the process. The distinction between linguistic variation and linguistic change, the long-term establishing of the certain linguistic variables and the progressive of the linear direction of the change and highlighted. Examples such as northern cities and Shane Sheriff in the United States and the praise of the use of the like in every speech are discussed. Factors Factors influencing of the adoption of linguistic changes as age, gender, and influence of the large urban centers are explored. The importance of the investigating whether the observed change are results of the age or indicator of a genius change in the progress of rise, highlight the complexity of the process of the linguistic change and its relationship to the social and cultural factors. Okay, the process of change bridges in initial study of this linguistic change in Canada, or yeah, Canada, a language of Indian subcontinent examined both behind of the and behind and not behind case dialect, finding both conscious and unconscious change, with the subjects that conscious linguistic change being in the higher social strata, while unconscious change the natural in all strata. In addition, Love point out the difficulty of the obtain accurate data on linguistic change in process and stress and the importance of the comprehensive study of the of at different points in time. Social and gender influence of language change are also discussed as seen in the study of the students and sophomores that the Trans High School. Finally, lexical discussion theory put forth the to explain how linguistic change spread gradually through the community. That is the process of the change. But now to continue with the unit 9, we're going to be talking about word and culture, and the subtopics are words and culture, growth, kitchen, taxonomies, colors, prototypes, and taboo and euphemisms. Words and culture. When we refer to words culture, the complexity of the definity, this relation is highlighted why the connection seems obvious, especially specifically its challenges different perspectives in this relation are discussed on in variable and other interesting. It's stress that culture is not limited to high culture but encompass the knowledge necessary to fun function in a society. Culture is defined as the social accurate knowledge needed to function in everyday life with an emphasis on the sharing interpretation of the words among individuals of the same culture. Words. It explores how language influences the way we perceive the world. According to Worth hypothesis, Worth suggests that the structure of the language not only reflects reality, but also shapes and constructs its determining how we express and understand the world. He used comparison between different languages to illustrate how grammar affects the conceptualization of the time aspect and events. Along there are examples of supporting these ideas. It remind of debate topics and require future research to reach defining conclusions. Kipchi systems is a language that reflects the importance of the family in society, using factors such as gender, age, and marriage. They are all based on the concepts that are understandable and relatable to real terms. However, they are difficult to try and to understand world systems such as the use of kitchen terms for no family relationships. Alternative approaches look at the building blocks of terms of understand how society conceptualizes family relationship, change in the family structure, as the grow and nuclear family, such as uh, family, also impact Kipchian terminology as the same in the linguistic and evolution and erosion society. Taxonomies. The discussion of Kipchen's phenomenal, phenomenology, highlight the importance of the basic units in society and language. People use categories to classify aspects of the word, such as the cinnamons of Sudman of Philippines, reflecting its cultural organization of complex using. The process of diagnosis is and treatment depends on the cultural understanding and the validity of the classification system. Linguistic studies shows how language systems reflect and cultural presentation of the words. Take together, these examples highlight the complex relationships between the language and culture. Color. Um, the text analyzes the relations between the words and culture, highlighted how different language deal with the concept of colors. It's pointed out, that all language use basic color terms revealing interesting partners in their development. The influence of cultural and technical complexes on color terminologies, different society and discussed further in the argument the perception of the color in universal, but it is a subdivision into specific terms variety according to the cultural and technological context. A scientific approach to investigate color terminology in different approach to investigate color uh, language and suggests based on the human cognition and need for differentiations within the color spectrums or spectrum. Prototype. The prototype theory provides by Roach in 1976, which in whole the concept of the not defined by the set of the characteristics, but the typical instance. The theory is in evidence by the way people consciously classify subjects according to their typically. It suggests that this theory it is relevant for social linguistics as alone used to understand how people learn to use language from found on stance. Furthermore, it is stressed that this flexible view of concepts allow for creative use language and contributes the social concepts indeed use in its use. Sorry. Taboo and euphemisms. Explore how language reflects culture, taboos, and the use of the euphemism to avoid certain sensitive topics. Although linguistic norms change, affecting language can still be socially punished. There is an increase in the use of the euphemism to soften unpleasant topics. More different social groups apply linguistic restrictions, in unquiet way, which research questions about the function and universality of these habitations. This is all for my presentation, Miss, about Unit 8 and Units 9, about change and work culture. And Antony Larios, and thank you so much.